All right, Brent Porcio, TopVelocity.net. Do this experiment here to show you when we use the arm to generate velocities as opposed to the rest of the body, which the rest of the body would be called kinetic energy, energy coming up the body, like the same energy we use to jump and run. Using the arm energy, which would be, you could say, more of the arm strength, which is when the arm is back, it's the strength to pull the arm forward. Using arm strength to create velocity creates a problem, and it shows why a lot of arm-focused approaches lead to injury. And specifically, I'm going to be going off the study here, associations between glenohumeral rotation strength and select kinetic parameters during the baseball pitch and adolescent baseball pitchers. What they found in the study was as internal rotation torque, which is, that's what happens when you pull your arm forward. The internal rotators pull the arm forward. That internal rotation torque went up as external rotation, the external rotation strength weakened. So there was a direct correlation to the weakening of the back of the arm to the torque or internal rotation forces moving the arm forward or creating the arm speed. And once again, this is showing you why you have to be careful where you're using your arm to accelerate the ball or to build your velocity. And I built this little example here for you to understand. So this would be the humerus. This would be like the upper arm area right here, the bone, the humerus bone. This would be like the forearm, you know, the ulnar and the radius here. And so you can see if I spin it, that'd be like the arm moving, right? Little creative thing here. Now I've got a resistance band on the front, which would be the internal rotators, and I've got a resistance band on the back, which would be the external rotators. So for me to make this arm go forward, so say I lay the arm back, for me to make it go forward, I have to pull the internal rotators, and that pulls it around. But the way the muscles work is there's tension on both sides, right? The external rotators, internal rotators are in tension. So if I've got good tension on both sides and I pull the internal rotators, not much is really happening. So, and I'm trying to show you why in the study, as the internal rotation torque increased, which means the arm speeds increased, the external rotators had to weaken. That's because that's the only way the mechanism is going to internally rotate. So for example, if I take the external rotator and I put my tension down here, which makes it a little weaker than it was up here, and then I pull, you can see now it starts to move, right? But if I go back to where there's more resistance and more tension by putting my hand up here, and I pull, it's not as effective. It doesn't create much internal rotation or internal rotation speed. So you can see, to really get a lot of speed, I have to put very little tension in the external rotators to accelerate the internal rotators. And you know that is good for increasing arm speeds, but that's really, really dangerous for protecting the health of the arm, because the external rotators are the brake, and if I'm having to weaken the brake to accelerate the arm quicker, then I'm setting myself up for injury. So, and it's going right off that study that's showing the correlation. So I just want you to understand, when you're in an approach, or you're in a method, or you're in a drill where you're trying to force internal rotation to increase your velocity, you're setting yourself up for injury because you're having to weaken the back of your shoulder to more effectively increase the internal rotation speeds of your arm.